You need to write a paper and you have to find literature. As you can see, finding a snappy title is rather easy. There is probably an app for that. But we are not concerned about the title today. I have 10 minutes and I have plenty of slides, so I better kick off. Quick introduction. My name is Christian Schlumpf. I'm here the head of Service Center Information Resources at the University Library. This is basically all content, be it print, be it electronic, be it licensed, be it open, and basically how we can make this accessible for you. Personally, I have a background in law, which comes in handy for questions regarding licensing, copyright, open access, text and data mining, and discovery. On a personal note, I definitely watch too much television, but hey, it's the golden age of television. Am I to blame? And I'm rather hopeful that New Zealand will win the Rugby World Cup for the 4th time next weekend. And I'm working with academic search engines and library discovery tools for more than 20 years, which is basically a polite way of saying that I'm old. So, let's first look at HSG Swisscovery. It does have a unique selling point, and that is HSG Swisscovery will give you access to our printed holdings. We have 2 search profiles. If you search HSG, you will find our local content. You can extend that to Swisscovery. Then you will basically check the holdings of 500 academic libraries all over Switzerland. This includes all university libraries as well as the libraries of ETH and EPFL. And another big bonus is you can order those documents directly from within HSG Swisscovery, physical delivery or electronic delivery. One thing that needs to be said is the display logic behind the tools HSG Swisscovery and Google Scholar. HSG Swisscovery follows the old line of WYSIWYG. What you get is what you see, or what you see is what you get. That's why Tina Turner is on there. We will show you what you can actually borrow, access electronically, and not much else. Google Scholar, symbolized by the big cosmic bagel, is everything, everywhere, all at once. It basically goes through the full index, provides, where possible, link to electronic documents. For the other documents, you will find only purely bibliographic information. That means if you want to access such a document, you will have to take additional steps to find it. Google Scholar will not help you with that. Index size. Google Scholar, it's a black box. There are no official numbers available. There is no information what is actually indexed or when the index data is refreshed. The estimates are 500 plus million documents, which according to Google is covering 90% of scholarly output. I will say a little bit more about the scholarly part later on. HSG Swisscovery, that's rather easy. We hold 210 million documents printed and electronically. If you extend that to Swisscovery, you get 230. That 20 million difference, that is the printed holdings from the other institutions, as well as free archives. I mean, I think the ETH library has like a huge archive of photographs. You can all find those. Search for Swissair and grounding with search profile Swisscovery, you will find nice pictures. Quality control, that's also an important one. HSG Swisscovery, it's the library who is deciding what is shown and what gets indexed. So basically for electronic documents, of course, we vet license content and we select certain publishers that we make available. There is free available content tailored to the needs of our institution, and there is a list of quality criteria that we are following. Also, if something is not working as expected, the library can advise and support. E.g., if a link is not working, there is a broken link record field in Swisscovery. You basically just can click send and we get informed. Or you can always reach out to our search and find desk. Google Scholar, totally different story. There is no quality control. There is no definition what is scholarly. You may have heard of predatory publishers. I think I found a cute picture to illustrate that. And there is, as stated before, no information on what is indexed, when is refreshed. If a link is not working, then there is no support. You're on your own. And on the right side, you see a paper from the American Research Journal of Biosciences. That journal actually exists. It has an ISSN number. You were able to find this article in Google Scholar. The only problem is the article is basically a recap of the worst ever Star Trek Voyager episode. It got published. And I know not everybody likes Star Trek. There is also one for Star Wars, and it covers, I think it's called the millichlorides that run through Jedi blood, so that the Force is strong with you. You can find that as well. And now, because I'm talking so much, quick intermission, take in the graph, while I will breathe, breathe, breathe. And also the second part is rather dull and boring, so. Now let's talk about the user experience. The search interface. Google Scholar, I mean, it's Google. It's clean, simple. There is basically no learning curve. HSG Swisscovery, in our opinion, is mostly clean, yet still simple. It has a minor learning curve for first-time users. And as a bonus, you get advanced search abilities through the advanced search button that you can click. Result lists and filtering options. One interesting thing about Google Scholar is you can't reproduce your results. I just tested it 2 hours before, run the same search query in 2 different browsers. Once 7,300 hits, in the other browser 7,600 hits. And I did wonder, where is that difference of 300 documents coming from? And if I would do the same search tomorrow, it could be 6,500 or 8,000. So that is to be taken with at least 2 grains of salt. Also, if you are using Google and you have a Google account and you're signed in, then there is a slight danger of being trapped inside a filter bubble. Google is recording whatever you click. So basically, if you prefer clicking journals from Elsevier, there is a high chance that the next time you do a chance that journals from Elsevier will be pushed higher in the ranking. So you can do it, but you have to be aware that this can be a certain limitation to your search. When it comes to filtering options, it's very basic, therefore no learning curve. You can filter by date, only the last 2 years, stuff like that. And if you add HSG library in the settings as your preferred library, you will also see direct links show up in the result list to licensed content. We share the holdings of our electronic journals with Google, so they can put those links where possible. HSG Swisscovery in return, the result lists can be reproduced. There is a wide variety of filtering options, though admittedly not all are as useful as all of them. My personal preference depends on your research. It's like you can filter by resource type. You can say, I just want to have books, I just want to have DVDs, I just want to have newspaper articles. You can't do that with Google Scholar. And of course, there is an access link for electronic content and an order option for printed holdings. The relevance ranking. There is not too much to say. It's basically with both systems are working with relevance ranking. It's the default. Manually, you can switch to date, so basically all the newest documents show up first. Why something ends up on the first page, that is a black box. There are some explanations, but you really don't see into the system. Also, there is the citation lag problem. If you have a brilliant fresh article that hasn't been cited, it will end up not on the first result page. And this is something that I can invite you all. How many times do you actually click to page 2? And even when do you click to page 3? So it's just another limitation. I don't say it's the devil's work. You just need to be aware of these things. So the freshest stuff you probably would rather get by filtering or sorting by date than basically hoping that the document will show up on the first page. HSG Swisscovery works along the same lines. It's relevance ranking. You can switch sorting by date. The algorithm, I read the documentation, and it's still a black box. There is many words, and you think you might get it, but you don't. Another feature that I want to point out, it's a citation trail. In Google Scholar, it's basically next to each document. Which documents are cited in this document, or how many times have other documents cited this? It's an excellent tool for expanding your search. Again, how these numbers are counted is a black box, as there is no information what is actually covered. But it also has a big bonus, and that is next to each hit you have related articles that takes into consideration your search terms, the citations, and delivers you a new set of results that you can use to expand your search. HSG Swisscovery has a similar feature. And again, I recommend you can use it, but use it with 2 grains of salt, because it's the logic. We only show what we have access to. So the number of those documents are limited to the documents that we have available. If you want to do citation search, if you want to do a consistent citation checking, there are specialized databases that you can use. They're also licensed here at the university. And we would recommend that you work then with Web of Science or Scopus, because they have clearly defined what is indexed, when is it indexed, and all that information that is relevant for this. So, and the winner is, well, actually no one. It's not a competition. Both tools have their advantages and limitations. What may suit you best will depend on the research question and also on your personal taste. Google Scholar has the wider coverage, but I pointed out the limitations there. HSG Swisscovery, not that big an index, but you have quality control and support. Google Scholar, you can link it to HSG Library, so you have a little added benefit from our content. And again, HSG Swisscovery gives you access, direct access to printed literature at HSG and via courier from 500 academic libraries in Switzerland. If you need more information, why is that in German? Something went amiss here. Then you can always reach out to us. We are available at searchandfind@unisg.ch. If your research is running into a dead end, whatever may happen, reach out to us. We will try to help you. And now I think my time is over. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, and thank you for your attention.